Yo, what's going on, everybody? Nelson Chan from Hoop Life. We are back today with a special episode of Checkup. So for those who do not know, Checkup is a series where me and some of the homies will talk about some basketball related content, whether it's NBA, NCAA basketball, or any type of basketball related stuff. Joining in with me today, I have the homies Big Kev, Kevin Ha.
What's up, everybody?
And to my right, I have Edward Toe.
What's going on, YouTube?
So for today's episode on our Checkup series, we are gonna do top 5 NBA point guards. Who in this list are your top 5 point guards in the league? We got Stephen Curry from Golden State Warriors, Russell Westbrook from OKC, Kyrie Irving from the Cavs, Chris Paul from the Clippers, John Wall from Washington, Damian Lillard from Portland, Isaiah Thomas from Boston, Kyle Lowry from the Toronto Raptors, Mike Conley from the Grizzlies, Kemba Walker from the Hornets, and for this episode and for this year's sake, because he is listed at point guard but he's not an actual point guard, we're going to include James Harden in the top. Who do you guys think are your top 5 point guards in the league?
So number 1, I got James Harden, and then Stephen Curry, and then Russell, Damian Lillard.
That's 4. Would not count?
Okay.
Oh my.
Did I only say CP?
No, you didn't. Harden, Curry, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, and what, CP3?
Yes.
My top 5 is CP3, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Stephen Curry, and James Harden.
Basically, the same players, but are you saying in that order though?
Not that order.
Not the order. So I have Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard. Chris Paul is my 4th guy, and I'm gonna have to go with Kyrie Irving. So out of those 5 or 6 point guards, we're gonna briefly talk about how well they've been playing or how they've been doing so far since the start of the season. So first off, we're gonna start with James Harden. James Harden's nuts. He's averaging 30 points a game with 12.6 rebounds. Just kidding. 12.6 assists, leading the league. He is averaging like, what, 7 or 8 turnovers though?
No.
Close to there, something like that.
5.6. He's less than Russell Westbrook.
Next up, Stephen Curry. How well is he playing so far in the beginning, the first 10 games, first 10, 11 games?
He picked it up. I mean, they need him to score more than Kevin Durant to score.
I don't know, the ball moves around so much within that team. It's like, there's no really like a specific person getting assists every time. There's not like one person, holds the ball all the time, passing it around. Russell Westbrook.
It's a walking triple-double machine, ball hogging,
pretty much.
shooting bricks, and then throwing the ball away. And then he scores and dunks hard. That's pretty much all he does.
Russell Westbrook, holds the ball, I would say 97.5% of the time. Damian Lillard, Mr. Dame time, you know what time it is. Same thing, I feel like Damian Lillard's still best player on the team, carrying his team, pretty much the offense revolves around him, even though he's the point guard. And Chris Paul, Kevin has really, basically Kevin has a lot to say about Chris Paul and Kevin Lee.
Chris Paul is the best point guard in the NBA through 10 games right now. The Clippers. He's carrying the Clippers by himself.
Edward says hell no.
Nah, the James Harden's way better.
Chris Paul is the only point guard out of this list of 6 point guards who plays defense.
You saying Chris Paul's best point guard in the game. He says hell no. He says James Harden is the best point guard. Yeah. So right now, we are going to decide who we think is the best point guard in the NBA right now.
Chris Paul is the best point guard in the NBA right now. He's a floor general. He's a leader. He makes sure everyone plays defense. He makes sure everyone gets in the right position. He calls out the right plays. He's just the heart of the team. He plays defense. None of these other point guards play any defense. Have you seen Stephen Curry get a stop? Have you seen Harden get a stop? You haven't seen any of those guys get any stops.
Chris Paul is the best defensive point guard on this list right here. But statistically wise, Chris Paul's numbers have been like lower than the past seasons though.
They're blowing people out by like 30 points. Why would he play?
That is true. He is playing less minutes because they're blowing out other teams. Why do you say James Harden is your best point guard in the league right now?
Well, he averaged 30 points and 12.6 assists. You get a lot of assists and you're a good point guard, right?
Point guard's supposed to be like the quarterback of your team, right? He's supposed to take command of the huddle. He's supposed to put you in the right place, get you to score, play defense, do whatever he needs to win. And who is the best record right now is the Clippers, and who does the most for his team is Chris Paul.
None of the players play defense on this list except Chris Paul. So he's like, you can't.
So he's saying like Chris Paul?
So I'm right, because then everyone's arguing against James Harden is that he plays no D, but then
he doesn't want. He's saving energy for offense. That's the thing.
So that doesn't qualify him.
But Chris Paul plays just as hard, handles the ball just as much.
He doesn't play as much. He plays like 20 minutes a game, 25.
Because they're winning by so much.
Their team is good. Doesn't mean that he's good himself,
My number 1 pick for the point guard position, I'm gonna have to go with Russell Westbrook. So if you gonna say Chris Paul, you say James Harden, I'm gonna say Russell Westbrook, because even in the point guard position, like you said, a point guard position does everything. Dude is a monster. He even though he takes 95% of the possession, he gets all the points, he gets all the rebounds. He plays with like 100%, aggressive, want to kill mentality. I feel like he's playing with a huge chip on his shoulder. KD left his team. He's like, him and KD beefing out. but I still feel like overall qualities, Russell Westbrook, in my pick, is the best point guard in the league today.
Alright, in that argument, that means that James Harden is the best point guard in the NBA because he does everything you just said.
James Harden does not rebound, dude.
You don't need to get rebounds to be the best point guard
but
in the
James
NBA.
Harden, did you see that one clip I saw the other day? James Harden lost his shoe
Yeah,
and
he
he
didn't
wanted
play
his
defense.
teammates to foul. He didn't want to play any defense. He was just like walking around holding his shoe, and then some guy just walked up and then like scored a
That
layup.
doesn't mean he's the bad point guard.
Like,
But it
you know,
means he's a bad leader. And
Yeah, he's a
point
bad
guard's supposed
leader.
to be a leader.
Exactly.
Okay, but his team still won.
With that being said, we all chose our number one point guard, who we think is the number one point guard in the league today. So let's just say on the top of your head, who is your top three by order?
James Harden, Russell, Stephen Curry.
And then my number 2 is Stephen Curry, and my number 3 is James Harden.
Here's my top three. Obviously, number one is Russell Westbrook. Number 2, I'm gonna have Dame Dollar as maybe a surprise to all you guys. And number 3, I'm gonna have Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, he takes a lesser role. Not a lot, but a lesser role ever since KD came. Damian Lillard still has the same role. He's a top dog on the team. He's putting the team on his back. He's dropping buckets, when he's dropping dimes as well. He's rapping on the side. He has a lot of talent. He can multitask, do pretty much everything. But like I said, Russell Westbrook is my number 1 right now. So I'm gonna have Russell, Dame, and then Curry.
Kev, how are you gonna talk about defense when you're number 2 and number 3 doesn't play defense at all? Stephen Curry and
James Harden.
James Harden plays no D.
That's true. They both don't play no D, and none of the other guards on this list also play D. But the reason I have them as 2 and 3 is that they are directly responsible for their team's lack of defense and ability to score so much points. Curry's ability just to be on the floor creates so much space for back screens, and like the reason people get layups like Clay, and the reason there's nobody standing in the paint because of the
A lot of people
system.
focus on Curry.
Yeah, because of Curry.
You're saying
So
that
you
he's more
thought-
valuable to the team.
Yeah,
So you're saying CP is more valuable than those two guys?
yeah.
Absolutely, I would agree that though.
No,
I would agree.
Okay, how about this?
CP3.
Take out CP3, Clippers will still win. Take out James Harden, the Rockets will not win at all. There it is. That's the ending argument.
That is
you
true.
can't just take a player off the roster.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying, who's more valuable?
We'll switch them, and then do you think the Clippers will still be 9?
I would not think if you take out CP3, Clippers will do that well.
Every team Chris Paul's ever been on plays defense because it trickles down. If your leader,
It
plays
is
defense,
true. Chris Paul is known as a defensive player though.
If your
So
leader
that's
plays,
given.
your leader plays defense, your leader
overrated
plays
on
hard.
defense.
If your leader plays defense and your leader plays hard, everyone else will follow.
You're being a good role model for your players. You're
Yeah, there's no excuse.
Thank you guys for watching that video on our checkup series on who we think is the top point guard in the NBA right now. Let us know down in the comments below whether you guys agree with some of our picks on who we think is the best NBA point guard right now. And if you guys disagree with some of our picks, let us know down in the comments below who do you guys have as the best point guard right now. Thank you guys again for watching that video. We do a lot of basketball related topics, and in our checkup series we do a lot of basketball discussions, so we're gonna do a lot more checkup videos throughout the NBA season. Make sure to check out all the other videos that I have. And also, please like, share, and subscribe up here. Watch this video over here, watch this video over here. And until next time, we out. Peace.
Peace.